Hey guys, DJP Tekken here, and today I've got another video where I just want to talk about, is Jun S tier? Now I definitely think she's A+, and we're going to get straight into it. We'll start with her punishers. So she hasn't got a 15 frame down forward 2. Oops, I've got this character set to doing some stuff from other stuff. Let's just put this all to standard. Alright. So, she's got a bad down forward 2, 16 frames, it's not launching any rage arts, any shoulder barges or anything like that. Nothing at 15 frames. What she does have is down 1, 1, 1 plus 2. 45 damage, wall splats, not too bad, but not the greatest either. So, with that, she hasn't got a good punisher for moves that are minus 15, but it's not the end of the world for her. I don't feel like she needs it. Like, it's not often someone throws out a minus 15 move. Normally it's a low that you get caught slipping or a whiff punish. Yeah, you do get the rage arts every now and then and stuff like that, but it's not super detrimental to have, but it definitely does suck to not have one. However, I feel like she makes up for it with her other punishes. So she's got up forward 1, 36 damage, 10 frame punisher, does great damage against wall, has decent wall travel as well. It's not the best wall travel, goes off a little bit at an angle, I find, but when you look at the combo damage, 84 damage from a 10 frame punisher is not too bad. And I'm pretty sure at, if I can just get behind her here. Okay, so not that far from the wall, but far enough. Let me try a little bit further, like maybe here. 10 frame punisher. Yeah. Maybe even out a little bit further. So, you know, for a 10 frame punisher, really good. I think it's probably the best in the game. The only downside is obviously it takes a decent chunk of my HP. Some of it is recoverable, some of it isn't, which is a new feature for Jun. Well, it's not new now, but she was released where she could recover all of her life that she sacrificed. But now she loses some of it permanently, which kind of sucks, but at the same time I hear it. The second one is from her low jab. 36 damage, obviously if it hits wall it's more, but 36 damage. 10 frame punisher, so all lows that Jun punishes are guaranteed a minimum of 36. Stupid range on the wall splat. Look at that for a guarantee. That's ridiculous to me. You block any low, a small little low, get one of them into 81 damage, potentially 84, and Okazemi as well, which sucks. Probably the best low punisher in the game. So with that, I feel like she moves up a tier just by having that alone. It's launch on block, so it's minus 19 on block. This one's minus 14, so it is good. But at the same time, she does have a little sacrifice with those, but the reward for sacrifice is definitely worth it. So I'm going to put them back to neutral now. Yeah, obviously she's got her Wild Rising kick, 21 damage. Again, that's pretty chunky with ridiculous Okazemi. Well, I'll get into the Okazemis a bit after. Just talking about punishes at the moment. She's got a 14 frame launcher, which is fantastic. Obviously we know Kazuya has one, I think Paul has one, I'm not too sure. Who else has got a Wild Rising? No, not Paul. I'm not too sure who's got another 14 frame launcher from crouching, but she has one. You know, and she gets chunky damage. This isn't even max damage, this is just off the top of my head sort of damage. So very chunky, very good damage. Again, that combo was with no heat or anything like that, no rage, heat or walls. That's just standard raw damage from a 14 frame launcher. When I'll get into her combos a bit after anyway, so with that I feel like her punishers are great. Yeah, she is lacking. She is lacking a proper 15 frame launcher, but 45 is not too bad. She's got decent 13 frame launchers. Heat engaging 13 frame launcher. It's not too bad, in my opinion. She doesn't have a top 12 frame, but she doesn't really need it with these. I feel like these really make up for it anyway. Her only 12 frame move is that, but we'll get into that move a little bit later as well. So yeah, with that being said, oh yeah, she's got a Wild Rising 1 that's 13 frame, but that does wall splat, no life sacrificed. But I still feel like this is the better option. She does have her 1-1 strength. This is 12 frames. Obviously, she can do that into mix up. So, you know, got that into the low. And then obviously she's got that into other stances. So, she's got a decent Wild Rising game. Decent stuff going on for her Wild Rising as well. And stuff like that. So, I feel like she's really good with that. Next, I want to talk about her combos. Not going to go into too much, but again, I feel like this is where Jun becomes a specialist character. Like, you can do the standard combos, like, okay, 1, 2, I can't even do a standard combo. Can't do a standard combo. You can do a standard combo like that. I mean, real easy, real basic, doesn't require much execution, doesn't require any execution really, just the holding. Just probably that's the hardest part of it. But then when you get specialist, you can start going into bigger combos, like, I think this is it here. You know, 76 damage, requires some execution, some timing. You can do it by doing delayed 2 as well. That one's a little bit harder to do, but once you get used to it, you can start getting big damage from down forward 2. She doesn't even have to do that. You can literally do like magic 4. You have to kind of delay the magic 4, and then you can do stuff like this. You get 72 damage, you know, stuff like that. But she has some of the biggest damage in the game, and again, that's with no heat, no walls, no rage. I want you to bear that in mind with these. Even combos like this, for example. Whoops. That one doesn't require much execution, you just got to do the commands, literally. You can normally, like with the downfall 2, you'd have to kind of time this, otherwise it won't connect. With this, you don't. You can just go straight for it. But you saw 87 damage, that's not counter. On counter it's only 88, but still 88 damage from 14 frame low. Basically safe as well on block. Like it's a bit scary unless the opponent's hard crouching. It's pretty much safe. It's very, very, very dangerous move. You can also get that sort of damage from like her counter hits as well. And that's 89 damage. Like, you know, what we're dealing with here. Even her Wild Rising move. 77. Even from grab, she can get ridiculous damage. Like, you can do magic 4, forward 4. 78 damage, max damage combo. Absurd. Like, you know, it's ridiculous. So, she's got some silly damage. You know, even from back 3. If I can do it. I can't do it for some reason. You know, execution's off today. It doesn't even require much execution, that's the worst thing. But yeah, you can see all of her combos. I just can't do any combos with Jun today. But yeah, all of her combos take down quite a lot of damage. Doesn't require much execution, just warm up a little bit. I've sort of just jumped on and started going for it. But yeah, so she's got some of the biggest damage in the game in terms of combos. Her wall combo is absurd, the up forward into that, and even still, she's got a bunch of stuff she can do as well. So she has some of the highest damage combo in the game. She's got counter hits from everything, it seems like. And I'll show you some of them. So you saw the down two. And I'm just going to show you a basic combo, nothing major at all. That was simple combo. She can easily get 70 plus from that. Again, combos like this. Okay, that was the wrong one, sorry. $79. Forward 2-2. Geez, that move has range. I'll talk about that move soon as well. She can get more than that as well. That's what, 89 damage. Like, you see what I mean? Like, she's got a lot of things going on for her. I already showed you the down forward 4. But yeah, you get the idea. Jun has ridiculous counter hits, ridiculous damage from counter hit combos as well, and it makes her really, really dangerous. Next, I'd like to talk about her poking. So I use her jabs a lot. I use her a lot like how I use Nina. So I'm using a lot of jabs, jab into sidestep 4, using it like jab, sidestep 1 with Nina. I know it's not the same, but that's how I kind of used it. Jab, sidestep 1, jab low. You could do like jab, 4 if they're ducking, or if they try to press, you can just do jab, 4, like 1, 2, 4, or 1, 2, 2. If the 2 hits on counter hit, you get a guaranteed 3 into heat engager. So people don't really want to press, they sort of just have to eat the mix-ups. Let me put it to block so it looks a lot, you can see visually how it's sort of meant to be. You know, you see a lot of plus frames she gets with those. People just don't want to eat the mix-ups. So yeah, this is kind of how I use her. Just using the jabs, jab low, side step, forward. If they want to duck, you can catch them, and you can really pressure out opponents when doing that stuff. Eventually they're going to want to press, which is why I feel like these are kind of cheap, because it makes the opponent want to press. If they don't press, they're going to eat plus frames and just get chipped away. So eventually they're going to want to crouch jab, they're going to want to sidestep, they're going to want to dick jab, they're going to want to try and punch you out of it, and that's where Jun gets scary, is when people are trying to press buttons against her. So a lot of people like to press after this low here, they like to just go into a dick jab. If you do that, Juns like to press this. You dick jab after this, Juns normally go for that after, because the reason is if you dick jab and I do this, you're going to get launched. Not on counter, but the time it takes for your brain to process that this move has come out, because you're gonna exchange at the same time, you're gonna get hit by the second hit before you get a chance to block it. Now, if you knew it was coming, for example, like now I know that string, I know that Juns like to do that, so I could dick jab and I'd hold back immediately. Dick jab and hold back, so I get the immediate frame I can block as soon as I can block. Like, so yeah, as soon as I'm able to block, I'm blocking, which will avoid you getting hit by that. But if you're just going for a dick jab and then, you know, you're normally holding neutral, you might hold back afterwards, but you might be a frame late. And 100% of people I've seen have never done a dick jab and blocked while this move is there. They've always got hit. And it feels like it's on counter hit, but it's not. Like, if you dick jab and hold back immediately, you'd be safe. But the time you'll take your brain to process that, to dick jab and then hold back in game, it's very unlikely to happen. So when Johns do this, they do that, and if you dick jab 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10 you're going to get hit unless you're aware of that scenario. So, and you really saw that this leads to 87 to 88 damage with no walls. You add a wall onto that, we're looking at 100 plus. So you've got to be really, really, really careful when John's doing this stuff, because at any moment she can throw that out and you're in big, big trouble after then. So John in your face is very, very scary. Her neutral's really good, and just pressing in general against John can get you into big, big trouble, especially against the wall. You know, that wall splats. If you get hit on that, if you get hit with this on counter, you're getting that into a wall splat and into big, big damage. We're talking big damage here. So, you know, we're talking 80, 90s sort of damage if you get hit with one of those into wall splat. So be very, very careful when you're pressing against John. This is why I feel like, again, she moves up a tier, because you don't want to press. The second fear you have is if you're trying to jab or hook, or, you know, you come with something, anything to do with punches is a very, very dangerous ground. John has the punch parry. She can punch parry at -6. So if I'm -6, let me show you for an example. I'll put that to punish 1 or more hits. Which one up? I'm gonna change it to this one. Not select from punishment. Yeah, let's do that one. So I'm going to do a move that's -6. As you can see in the corner, it says -6. '81. Now I could get 84, but it's a little inconsistent, takes a bit more execution. But you just saw someone lose 81 damage from a punch parry at -6. So you really want to be careful when trying to interrupt John. And a lot of people like to interrupt specific moves, like they like to jab after, like, for example, I do that. People go for a jab. Sorry, let me put them back to punishing. So that's -6. It's not your turn. It's not your turn. What's the other move that people like to do from that? It's not your turn. 80 damage plus, no walls, no heat, no rage. That is extremely, extremely, extremely cheap. So you've got to be careful when doing jabs. You've got to be careful when doing low jabs. Obviously you can use kicks and elbows. Elbows is probably your best bet. So characters that have elbows, quick elbows, stuff like that, really good. But even kicks, you have to be careful because she has that parry. I'm not sure if she can. Yeah, so she can't parry. This parry doesn't allow her to parry at 6 frames. I think maybe like, I think it's 5 frames she gets up to with that one. But yeah, this one is 6 frames, and she can do it immediately after this as well. So it's not even like it's that unsafe. It's worth throwing out. Obviously, just be careful if they're whiffing or if they're sidestepping, because it doesn't track, and yeah, they could get you for it. But at the same time, this move is really good. Really, really high damage. Makes the opponent scared to press when you've demonstrated how much damage they could lose, how much health they could lose, sorry, and what scenarios you can do it after. John becomes dangerous. And that's when opponents start opting for lows, and with that, that's when you can start going for the high crushes and stuff like that. So even with this parry here, not this one, this parry here, just press 3. 3 is the safest one that will hit them guaranteed. I mean, I know some people like to go for the down forward 1+2 or forward 2, but just press 3. 3 is the safest one. Just press the 3. They can't escape. It's 20 damage altogether. I don't know how much does that do altogether. Yeah, so that's 45 damage. I did it a bit slow there, but you get the idea. So people need to be really careful when dealing with John, especially when she's pressuring you. You want to mash buttons. A good John player will adapt and think, okay, I know you like to mash after this, I know you like to press here, I know you like these options here, and he'll adapt to it. Especially like players like to duck this a lot, because you don't want to eat the +6. It makes sense, I hear that. So players are going to do the sidestep if you're ducking. Obviously you can jab her out the sidestep, but she can do that. That avoids the sidestep. That avoids the jab. I know not a lot of people know about that. I know some characters can track to certain sides, like, yeah, for example, if I go that side I get hit, but if I go to that side it avoids it. But yeah, to stop them from pressing, like I said, you've got that and that to stop them from pressing. That will humble them very quickly. They'll start to stand still, and then you can start initiating this stuff, start doing stuff like that. People like to duck this after a while. You can go for the 1-1, and that you can get guaranteed 1-1 after that. Wall splat, you know, for Brazilian damage if you're near the wall. So he's got really good neutral tools. Like I said, this is +2. Also, if people are going to try and jab after this, I mean, yeah, you can get the parry. That's probably your best bet, but you can also get a combo like this. It's scaled heavily, but people don't know that forward 1+2 on trade, most of the time, or after a jab especially, can guarantee a combo. If you're feeling really big boy, you can get a back 3, but that's in the match. It's not going to be, yeah, it's not easy to do. It's not even worth it, to be honest. You can get a rage. You can get like a rage art as well. You can get that as well. You can spin in. If you're just going for some pressure on Okazemi. You can do heat engager. You can do heat burst, rage art. I said already. Yeah, your options are quite limitless. You're plus 22, so you get a good amount of time to come in with something. Or you can just do a down forward 3 if you're not sure. I think down forward 4 hits as well. No, it's just too far. So yeah, I know forward 4-2 hits, but that's quite hard to hit. You can get a wall splat like that. So very good on trade. You're probably still better off going for, you know, the guaranteed damage. Even if the wall's there, you get a 74 wall wham into the 2. And yeah, so not a lot of people know about that tech, but I've made videos. Like I said, I've got a combo video and a tech video that showcases a lot of the stuff I'm talking about, i.e. the combo damage, the wall tech, wall setups and stuff like that. And yeah, so next I want to talk about is how you use Jun with the Okazemis. Now, everything you do with Jun should lead to an Okazemi. Unless the wall's there, or you're going to finish them off, you need to have an Okazemi after everything, and she can. So let's start with the opponent on, you know, tech roll. You Kemi right, it doesn't matter which way either. Take the punish off now, and just set them to standing. So you get a punish, you get a low block, and you punish. You go in. This is how you should always use this move. Forward triangle or forward 2 into hold down, and you can either get a grab launcher. Obviously, if the opponent's good at breaking grabs, you might have to mix it up into something else. You can get a full crouch sweep. You can get a launcher. You can get a while standing punish. Or you can just go for something safe, like you can do that into that. If they block it, then you know you can go into that parry afterwards. You know, make them want to attack. Makes them want to attack. It's a good setup. Like that into that. They think, oh, block that, let me attack now. No, parry, 81 damage combo. So she has a lot of stuff that you should be using. Makes her extremely scary. Very hard to just press in. Especially if players are coming in like Jin and players Godfist characters want to come in and they want to jab and do Godfist. Godfist is a high. This move is fantastic. Now don't whiff this move because you will eat a lot of damage, but you know you got to be really careful when using this move. But this crushes highs and gets you into A good position for a launcher. Gets you into a very, very good position. You don't have to do anything big, but you can get a 70, like a quick 72 damage combo from that. You know, obviously she has bigger combos, but you know, you see that's 72 just from it, and it's safe. It does, how much chip does it do? It does 11 chip. This move's really good for chip as well. I think you lose about the same amount of life with this, but this one they lose a little bit more than you, just a little bit. As you can see, their life goes down a bit faster than mine does. But yeah, it's very minuscule amount. Like it's only over time that you see the difference. Like here, you can see they've hit that bar before mine. But yeah, 11 on chip is pretty decent in my opinion. And obviously it gets the launcher and it's safe. -9, but you can do that. If you think they're going to punish, you can duck and come with something, or you know what I mean. So yeah, it's safe. That's the main part. But yeah, it stops then Godfisters coming in. People who like to try and pressure or anything like that, just don't whiff. It's very linear, so side steps are very effective against it. But if you know they're coming in, you just get one of those in, and that will make them very apprehensive as to how they approach you. Next, I'd like to talk about her plus frame moves. So again, even when she's poking you up, you see the +2s here, +2, +6, and if you feel like they're going to sidestep, you can just go with that 19 frame start up, +3. On hit, we know that gets us a guaranteed heat engager, 39 damage, or a back 4-2 for max damage, +5, I think it was, +5, yep, +5. So yeah, I think this is one of the best tracking moves in the game, especially for John's playstyle. Like, he's really trying to trap you and keep you there, makes you want to try and move out of the way, but then you get shot down one of these, whether it's on block or on hit, you're still not in a good position, you're still pretty much there, she pretty much traps you. She has forward 3 as well, which is -9 on block, and obviously you can intercept the second hit, but if you don't, she gets a +3 plus chip. So it's not something that you really want to, kind of do want to intercept that. You don't really want her to go raining free with that, and it's got decent range on it as well. As you can see, it's quite a good get-in move, but again, it's a good sidestep tracking move. It's not easy to get away from. Side is quite long range. She's also got up forward 2, which again +6, close range, but gives her immediate mix-up, tracks as well. Very, very nasty move in my opinion, because again she's got that option, she's got the lows. It's 50-50 of everything she does, I feel like. But yeah, she can pressure you, she can keep you there and still hold the pressure, which again I feel like brings her up a tier, because not a lot of players can do a move that tracks you to both sides, like an actual tracking move that gives guaranteed follow-up and 19 frame start up, gives guaranteed follow-up and still +3 on block. I mean, Harangue's the closest you get into that. Maybe there is another character, I don't know every character in the game, but I feel like that move is really, really strong just for keeping your opponent there and poking. So again, she's got, even from this move here, again, use the Okazemis. This is where we were. Okazemi. Lows. If you don't want to do that, then they can, if they're rolling backwards, I'm going to set them to back quick roll. Not a good idea. So either way, I mean, you have to eat something. You want to roll backwards? Okay. Yeah, sorry, up forward 2. I'm using the wrong one. Yeah, up forward 2. You don't want to roll backwards, you're still going to eat a lot of damage. You have to eat that. And if they do go sideways, then, you know, just about reading your opponent. What has your opponent been doing? after a while they're not going to want to go backwards anymore because that takes too much health, so they're going to start coming to, alright, now I can play some games with you. See what I'm saying? So you should be Okazemi in everything with Jun. Her combos especially, down forward 2, this is how you get the Okazemi. There we go. They're rolling. So that's down forward 2, literally just do that, up forward 2. And then you go in. And you can either go with the low, or you can go with the up forward 3-4, same Okazemi. You know? Like if they want to, that's how you get it in. And it's either 43 damage, or get a grab if you're not breaking, or you're going to get relaunched again into Okazemi again. Like you should just always be on having them on the vortex. Get them to the wall, Okazemi at the wall. Again, I've released videos on Okazemi and Tech. Look at that if you want references to how to use those, but these are how you initiate those with Jun, and she gets it done. Like it really does work. So yeah, utilize those. And yeah, like I said, everything she has is just plus frames. Got forward 2. And this has no execution barrier, so you can't really fail it. You can literally spam it until they decide to sidestep. They lose more health than you do. And then eventually they're going to want to sidestep, and that's when you can come with that. You can do that. Straight into that to keep them there for more pressure. Into jab strings again, into jab low. You could do something like this. You know what I'm saying? So you can really pressure your opponent, keep them there. And you get after that again, you can just go straight into that, or you know, go into a parry if you think they're going to attack, or just continue the pressure. Sidestep 4, great move. Heat engager, heat engaging launch as well, +6. Comes out in 18 frames, it's quick. It's on a sidestep as well, so you know, it's quite evasive. Really good move. Next I'll talk about heat. Obviously we know this move, we've got this nerfs. It's still a really good move. Starts at 13 frames. Starts at 13 frames. Does decent chip damage. Only -6. You know, you're getting good. After this, it's good to use that. The opponent can't do anything. They have to eat that. So, you know, if you're trying to close out a game and you catch one of these in, it's good if the round before you've shown them that they can't, and hopefully they've moved and you've hit them with it. So that way you can start going into things like that now. You know, you can start trying to mix them up a bit more, but yeah, that into that is really strong. Wall splats at the wall as well, so really good to use. Really locks them down, which is what I feel like Jun is, a lockdown character. And also she's got the low heat smash as well, which can wall splat if it catches them at the right distance. So that's also really good, because she can do things like this, that into heat smash. So for example, she could do that into heat smash. Give them some confusion. This move I use this move like how Lydia and Reina use their forward 2s. This move here, it has decent range as well. See, it goes in quite, yeah, look, it goes in very far. 16 frames. Obviously it has extensions. You can go into stance, stuff like that. So you can do stuff like that into that again, stuff like that into that. It's a good call out as well. So if you're like really far, you can do stuff like that. players like to attack when they see this whiff, when they see the forward 4-2 whiff, they feel like it's a good time to attack. And that, I mean, it's risky, high risk, medium reward. But yeah, if you get launched by that, then you get launched by that. But again, at the same time, I feel like this is a very, very good strategy to have, just to catch them on whiff. Makes them want to come in and attack. They're thinking, oh, he's gonna do this into that, or this into that. But no, just go backwards into that, which really does work a lot online. But again, you can get launched for that. But you can use that into that. You can use that into forward 2-2, which has a delayed counter hit. Again, for bazillion damage on counter hit. And you can check the videos out on my other videos on combos if you want to see. You can even go into that, which has chip damage and is safe on block. How much damage does that do on hit? Yeah, for 30 damage. Again, you can go into a small Okizeme from that as well. You should always try to go into an Okizeme or a follow-up after everything you do with Jun. I feel like she's made for it. You know, that's what she's made for. Like, to use her Okizeme heavy. Everything you do needs to be followed up with Okizeme. That's how she gets her damage. And then with her punishers, you know, fat wall splat damage, stupid combo damage. You know, you catch them slipping, stuff like that, and they lose a bazillion damage, they die. You know, you make one mistake with Jun and you're dead. That's why I feel she's super high, because you make one mistake with her and you're pretty much dead. Like, that's just the way she works. She's got great poking facilities as well to keep you going. I do want to talk about her back one, immediate high crush. I know it starts at 29 frames, but it's immediate high crush. So if you're getting pressured, you can just throw it out. Obviously on counter hit, 44 damage, and on block, only -10. I don't know any low that's only -10 on block. That's the only one of its kind that I have seen personally. And the reason why this is good is because you can throw that out. You're trying to close out a game, you throw that out, the opponent blocks it. The first thing that comes to their mind is a Wild Rising move. Now, obviously, depending on the character that you're using, if that's Jun that does that, you're going to get a punish. You're going to get punished for that. Other characters, like maybe like Kazuya, Rising 4-4, you're going to get punished. But you might get a normal character like Nino, who just does a Wild Rising 4. But the good thing with that is they lose their turn. They basically put themselves in a scenario like a -6. So basically like a this scenario. Because you've done that, okay, you didn't get the closeout, but now they're -6 because they've tried to punish. Or they're punishable and you can close out the game that way. Yeah, really, really good move. Also, you can cancel it. So you can cancel it and go into a parry and parry their Rising move that they was going to do. You can cancel it and just go straight into a grab. You can cancel it and go into that, or you can cancel it straight into one of those. You know what I mean? Like, the options are limitless, but the fact that it's -10 for me is great. This is one of the best lows, like, for that. The fact that you can cancel it as well. You know, I can sequence it, do that, sidestep, cancel it. Yeah, fantastic low. And obviously it has the counter hit properties like I mentioned. Only Jun can get a good punish off that. It's her 10 frame punishes 36 damage plus a super long wall spell, which is why I say she's one of the most deadliest characters, because a -10 low should not be 36 damage first of all, with immense wall traveled for an 84 to 81 damage combo. Like, what? No character should have that, with Okizeme potential as well. So I feel like you need to be very, very careful when dealing with Jun. But obviously Juns have to be quite good with their utility. They have to know their scenarios. Even characters like Dragunov. So yeah, characters like Dragunov, I know his frames have been toned down, like that's +3 now. Running 2 is +3 as well. Is it 5 +5? I'm not too sure. We've got the so +4. Still, Dragunov has to now be careful because he goes for that and he feels like he has the upper hand, and he should. He should have the upper hand, but not against Jun. Jun doesn't need to respect frames, which is why she gives me Yoshimitsu vibes. I could set that to punish. Let's just put that to 0, put that to 1 chord. Right, so I do this. Oops, 81 damage. Remember, that's an 81 damage combo. And 1 parry, 1 mistake, you lost 81. Plus, if there's walls or she's got heat available, rage, you're losing a lot more. So you get that and you think, okay, I'm gonna be safe and jab. You can't. She can parry from -6, so you've got to be +7, which you need to use moves like that. If I set it to 2 or more hits. Long day. She can parry in between that. It's a long day. Obviously from hatchet kick. Yeah, it's just 2. I don't know why the computer's not parrying yet. But yeah, she's only -3. She can definitely parry after that. And then that's gonna make you want to start. So you're gonna start doing things like that. I'm thinking, okay, cool. Oh, that's why she wasn't parrying, because of that. Yeah, you're gonna think, all right, cool. You're gonna do stuff like that, and then go for the low. That's what you're gonna start to do with Dragunov or characters, you know, that get their plus frames. Claudio. I need to check Claudio actually. I'm gonna check him after this. So you're gonna start doing things like that with Jun. Dragunov's gonna come in again. Oopsie. All of a sudden it doesn't work anymore. Even this is +6. You can still parry, but now you want to go for the down 2. It's not working anymore. And that's what I said. You're safe afterwards, but by the time you realize that you can hold back, it's too late. Like me, this is me knowing that I can block afterwards. This is me doing it how I would normally do it. Before I even got a chance to press back, I was already up in the air. So you can see how she's very scary to approach. She gives Yoshimitsu flash vibes up close, and she has the same poking sort of utility as well. She just doesn't have the evasiveness that Yoshimitsu has, but she's got more damage than Yoshi. She's got more damage than most of the characters, to be honest. So with that, I feel like she is definitely up in the tiers in that regard. She doesn't have to respect frames. And like, yeah, obviously kicks and elbows work well, but she has a parry for those. She has a parry for kicks as well with her back 2-4. So yeah, I think she can use that at -4, -5 I think as well. I need to double check that, but yeah, she doesn't have to respect frames. I'm going to check Claudio now and see his frames on that and see what the deal is there. And now we have Claudio here. If I do a while running 2 into jab, all of a sudden I don't have to respect his frames. So this is what I'm talking about. Even sidestep 4, actually I think sidestep 4 forces crouch, so that's still a good move. But yeah, I don't have to respect the frames at all on this move. He has to change up what he does. So yeah, really good. This is why I say Jun is, and that's 81 damage plus. So you have to really be careful of how you approach her. She's got the poking tool, she's got the setup, she's got the okazemi, she's got the wall combos. You know, you need to really know your stuff with John, and she's got specialist tech as well. I have to go to record now. She's got specialist tech as well, so if I do like depending on what side they get up, that will still hit. I think if they get up to the right, that will still hit. Same with this, if they get up to a specific side, they can get hit as well. I think it's to the left, and same with this move. Gosh. Same with this move as well. They get up to a particular side. I think it's to the left as well. They get caught with that as well. So she's got specialist tech. Like I said, check out my tech video with John. Like, it does show a lot of the tech that she does have. But at the same time, yeah, she's got really, really great tools. I don't see how she's low tier. Like I said, she can deal with pressure. She can deal with sidestepping opponents, and she deals with them with fashion. Like, you get a sidestep clipped, you're that into a nasty scenario. So you need to really be careful with how you approach Jun, especially a Jun that knows what she's doing. Like I said, she's got the punishers. This is a 13 frame punisher, heat engaging punisher, excellent stuff. So I feel like I've summarized why Jun, for the most part, I feel is A+. I don't feel like she's low tier. I feel like a lot of the things that make her A+ is specialist knowledge. Like, you need to really study with Jun, like even tech like this. You know, like, not a lot of people are going to be doing stuff like that. They're just going to think, oh, okay. You know, specialist, and if you look at the amount of damage that just one wrong guess does, look at the damage of his life. That's just one little small tech, and you've lost a big amount of HP, and she's like that with everything. While Rising 4, and that's not even the max. You see what I'm saying? So, can do stuff like that too. Like, she has a lot of tech that you guys need to get to grips with. Like I said, everything you do should okazemi. Everything you do should have a nasty follow-up. Even using stuff like this, back one. Oh, I can see that. Sorry, block. Sorry, parry. You know, stuff like that. That into cancel again. Ooh. So you see what I'm saying here with Jun. Like I said, she's slacking with the down. If she had a 15 frame down forward 2, it'll be GG. Like, she would definitely be. I'd put her in S tier. Literally, I couldn't see anything else. If she had that was 15 frames, then it'll be GG. All her counter hit utility again. Like, she used to be able to do this. Don't know if I mentioned this already, but she can't do that anymore. She doesn't need to. I know you can't see the damage, but you can see the damage. Yeah, you can see the damage. She doesn't need that anymore. And I feel like this move is really good. Because it's only -2. Tracks to one side. -2 tracks to one side, so you can get a nasty punish in her back if you track it the right way, but she can also cancel it. She doesn't have to do that. Or she can just do it into safe, just to close the gap. She's got one command grab, which I feel like's good. I feel like if you got command grabs, you should have 2, but she's got a command grab, which is a 2 to break throw, which again I feel like boosts her up again. She doesn't have any follow-up from it. Well, she can definitely apply pressure first. So yeah. Oh yeah, lastly I want to talk about Rage Art. If you... let me change the opponent to... So if you have Rage Art, it's going to need to be on opponent. Opponent Rage. Rage. Yeah, so opponent has Rage. Yeah, she does her Rage Art. Oh, wrong person. Yeah, she has Rage, she does her Rage Art, and then you're in that wake up scenario. You know, they probably have heat activated or something like that, and they're going to spam it afterwards, or they've got something they're going to do afterwards, a wake up attack. Jun can shut that down with one option, and I think like it's the best option that she has to do that. So I'm going to show you now anyway. So she does her Rage Art. You know, goes through the animation. She takes your soul. Thank you very much, Claudio. That move afterwards is the one. So I'm going to get hit by the Rage. Do not wake up and do anything. Like, do not wake up and do anything. She has options, and she's safe enough that to not make it a problem. Like, do not wake up and do anything. Do not wake up and try and Rage Art. Do not wake up and try and use your Heat Smash, because that move will hit. So just little stuff like that with Jun. Oh, if she could stop doing the animations, that would be great. Just little stuff like that with Jun will take you a long way. Hopefully this has made you realise that she's at least better than you think she is, and she has a lot more utility, and she's a lot scarier than you thought her to be. And yeah, I feel like she's an A+ tier character. Been using Jun for a little while, like in depth using. Before I was just making videos of her, but now I've actually been using her and applying the tech, trying out new scenarios and seeing what stuff works. Like, you know, if you're really a Jun where she has a lot of matchup knowledge, check up things like this as well. You know, where I try to jab, whoops, I get whiff punished. You know, Juns will throw that out. If you don't know, then you don't know. I mean, obviously you can get her out of it, but if you're just going for a singular attack, she can catch you with one of those. So just need to be careful with playing against Jun, and if you're using Jun, you need to be aware that she is a beast of a character. And hopefully you guys can see why I believe she is an A+ tier character.